We're at training camp for World/American Open, and we are training with Team Juggernaut.
This morning we're just going to go over some snatch and clean and jerk stuff. Kalynn did some back squat, worked up to about 130 for a set of 5. Q did some 2+1 clean and jerks, and then some heavy snatching, just worked up to 100, an easy single, then stopped. And then Alyssa also worked up to about a 90-95% snatch, and then some light clean and jerks just to loosen up for the morning. Tonight she'll go back and squat, along with Q. They'll do all their strength stuff in the evening. And then Janyce is going to come in and do most of her heavy snatch and clean and jerk with Kalynn. So should be a pretty decent afternoon session too.
Up you.
Nothing, sure. You want to lift my weights for me? No, just kidding. I'd try right now.
Training camp, day 2. A few more lifters coming in over the next few days, and double day today. So squats in the morning for me at least, and then heavy clean jerks later.
Hi, I'm Janyce, Okamoto. We're here in Utah, lifting with these awesome athletes. I have trouble making hip contact, so I'm here for some help. JP, Max, Chad are all here, and they're gonna teach me how to lift good.
That's it for today?
Yep, well, no. We have later. So it's gonna be lighter later. So probably squat a whole bunch and maybe like technique stuff. But that was the heavy for the day. Done.
You went way back here. You came up, and the first thing you did is push your shoulders back, right? The last ones are good. Your knees were out, you came up, but you're over the bar, okay? You come back again. Keep your shoulders above the weight. A little better. Up here. Up.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really good.
PR double.
For 110. And I'm cutting weight. So I'm small right now. So that's the best part. So if I can front squat it for 2, I can jerk it for 2, I can definitely get it clean and jerk. We'll see. To come in the future.
Good. Was that 50? 40. 40. Go 45. Kilos. The 10 kilo PR. Pretty good.
Look how much squatting I'm doing all the time.
If you get to like 175 today would be really good. That'd be a 25 kilo PR.
How long ago was that at my house? 2 months?
Yeah, it was in August.
Last week, August, missed the second rep with 145. Today, 145 for 3 was like on its way to a set of 10. So, it can't be the training. That makes too much sense.
Nice job.
Okay, I'm done for the day. Holy hell.
20 kilos here.
I'm so stuffed.
I had a whole pancake.
Did you have a whole
I had 2 pancakes.
You had 2 halves.
There was probably like 80 grams.
This is what's throwing the whole plan out. Is you think you had 2 pancakes. You didn't. You had 1/2 of 2 pancakes, so just 1.
Basic math.
Yeah, I told you I don't do math.
1 pancake, 1 piece of bacon. And then I had toast. I had 2 pieces of toast.
Let me show you the secret to Alyssa's success. A lot of people don't know how to actually get fired up for a workout like Alyssa Ritchey does, but she just shows up here with this Smirnoff Ice bottle. Where'd you get that bottle, Alyssa?
Well, I hung out with my friends underneath the bridge.
Yep, that's a homeless person's bottle. Alyssa's holding on to a homeless person's used Smirnoff bottle. How much urine do you think is in that bottle?
Shit.
Never a dull moment.
One time, every time. Alright, today is day 3 of Team Juggernaut Camp, but I'm here for day 1. Just drove in last night from Idaho, and today I'm going to be working on snatches, again no contact, and then we'll come back later for a second session to hit it up a little bit heavier. So it's going to be a good day.
We should do all thumbs up like this. Let's keep it on. It was just like that.
I believe I won. Every good tool belongs in a shed. On that than it is when you use contract.
I didn't have to warm up, you did it.
I did quadruple Lutz.
Oh, there you go.
Triple Lutz snatch.
I did triple Lindy on
We're just
nice.
gonna call you Michelle Kwan now.
You could.
Come on.
Michael
Okay.
Kwan. Call me Michael Kwan.
Okay.
Max is more of a Brian Boitano, I think.
Brian Boitano. Where do you think he learned those moves from, Janyce?
There's just all kinds of like show moves that you just you can't do.
Like
And
what?
so like I go on top of my partner's head like that.
Hold
and
on.
Is your head on his
First of
head?
all,
my stomach is on his head.
I go on top of my partner's head. Like, I'm visualizing in my mind, the way you described it with your hand was that your head is on his head. The top of your head is on top of his head, and you're upside down.
Okay.
Wait, so you're...
He was spinning. He's spinning clockwise. Your head's spinning counterclockwise.
That's just great.
So the human fidget spinner, that's out.
Whoa, Max!
All right.
Yes.
You don't want to see that.
Yes, I just
You don't want to see me without my glasses.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Group picture.
How do you fit
Max
that
with
chair?
his ladies.
Oh, so we
doing today?
We're shooting pictures in the cold.
We're models. We are super shorties.
I'm gonna do really crazy shit right now.
Well, that was on video.
Perfect.
You guys stop!
Oh yeah! We got handstands all over the place.
What are you girls doing?
Get up in here. Watch out.
Nice to meet you. My name's Ingrid Pauline. Nice to meet you. Yes, take a picture of you together. Yeah. Yes, please. No, I got it.
Wait, again, we might get with you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Her name is Ingrid. And I guess she recognized me and follows me on Instagram. And so we took pictures and she's gonna come on over to Black Iron Gym and hang out with me. That's cool. It's nice meeting people. 'Cause I sure as hell wasn't expecting that to happen here. And where the hell? Park City? Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, so that was sweet.
Today is day 3. 4. Oh my gosh, today's day 4. Today we just have light technique work. So we'll be doing some like snatch pulls. Some people will be doing some squats. I'll be sleeping occasionally between sets. Now, tomorrow's a heavy day, so we have to stay light today. Only technique.
Barely tie my damn shoes. This one, I felt pretty good on this
That
one though.
just looks like ice skating. The way you like...
There you go. Pair skating. And in pair skating, you just do it next to each other.
There you go.
Oh.
Lost it.
Janyce is doing okay. The vulgarity, the swearing, racial slurs, we could do without that, but, you know, as a weightlifter, she's doing pretty well. She does a lot of CrossFit, so coming into this, it's probably a different pace. She's not used to the extremely slow herding of cats that occurs for us to get out of the house. Janyce is doing well. Janyce is doing all right. She comes from CrossFit. She's got a great foundation of training under her. Obviously, she's done sports at a high level and with ice skating, so I think she understands the coach-athlete kind of, you know, here's a correction, here's a cue, you know, do it this way, do it that way. She takes cues really well. She takes coaching really well. Just needs a lot of refinement on, you know, weightlifting technique, the more advanced kind of finer points of it, but I expect she'll do really well over the course of the next 6-8 months, you know, really come around for nationals next year, so I'm excited.
She eats something spicy.
It's like right at my butthole. It's.
It was a spicy food from yesterday.
I'm sorry, Frank. No, man, I like spicy. Maybe I'm just getting old and I can't handle it anymore.
The spice.
It wasn't even that. I don't know. It's just in my butthole. It's not even my belly. Well, my belly's being weird, but my butthole is. What's it? What are hemorrhoids? So my butt's just burning.
Yeah, it's because it's spicy.
God.
It's the wing sauce.
Like, I've had spicy Cheetos. This is different. Well, it burns, but maybe it's just sitting in there.
What did you say about Alyssa?
Don't even worry about it. You're just a great.
Don't.
Great.
Thanks for it.
Thanks for it. How we do it here?
Watching. I was just doing my thing. I don't even know how much weight this is. Wait, really? No.
You want to steal my secret?
Well, I look really good, and I eat pancakes. And you don't eat pancakes.
I don't look good.
You don't look good.
It's time to make cuts.
Awesome. I know I'm not cut.
Alyssa, you're the first one on the train.
You're the first one. I know.
Well, first up is Alyssa.
That's why I said it.
We'll have each person just sit on the ottoman in the middle, and we'll sit in a circle around you and tell you what's wrong with you. What we'd like to do here is to talk about, help you guys identify for yourself, and then with Max's input and maybe a little bit from me, things you feel that you're doing really well in your training, things that you feel like you can improve on. And this could be, specific down to, a particular technical cue, or it could be bigger aspects of dieting, sleep,
all the things.
all that sort of
You
stuff.
just said two of mine.
3 things you feel like you're doing well, 3 things you feel that you can improve upon, and then and Max will kind of chime in with his 3 and 3 for each of you.
Things I do well, I think I have learned what my body needs and feels like for as far as fueling goes for performance. So what I need to eat before, what I can eat after, if I'm feeling like later in the day, like what I need to do to recover, I need to eat a little bit more fat or a little more carbs, and I can really feel a difference also in a workout. Do I need to eat some more carbs like at that moment? And then to improve upon the consistency of efficient hip contact, overhead strength, and then focus on mental drive and daily training. In competition, like I'm pretty good at turning it on, but sometimes in daily training it's like, mental is just not there. So working on that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Should we clap? We do clap. Yes. I wrote mine down.
I think the most important things are really just getting comfortable with the weightlifting movements, the technique. It's just kind of, really new to you, and so that's just more training. I think that's something that you're definitely open to hearing cues and trying. It's just a matter of I think be aware that weightlifting is really frustrating even if you're really good. And even the best lifters in the world are not flawless every time, So, just be patient with that and focus on the littlest things you can improve on right away rather than, trying to put together the whole thing all at once perfectly. So that's good.
Yeah, I think to echo some of Max's sentiments there, knowing you for 2 days, I probably get the impression that you're very much a perfectionist, which I think is an important part of something that's so technical. But I think it can also lend itself to beating yourself up if things don't go well, or to paralyzing yourself with, in a setting like this week particularly, where you're getting so much input and so many new things to think about. Even if it's one thing to just, I'm going to make consistent hip contact today, and if a lot of other stuff doesn't go right, but you feel like you came away from the day with a lot of consistent hip contact, to take that as a win moving forward, and then once that's corrected, then you start to address the other stuff, and so you don't get caught up in too many things kind of overwhelming you.
Something that I've done a lot better is learning to listen to my body, especially not having a coach there every day to like watch you and just kind of tell you when to back off. I think knowing that is really important. Kind of just focusing on to the movement, like how the movement feels, and that kind of rolls into like me not being so concerned about like the weight on the bar that day, and not always remembering that the weight isn't always the most important thing, and not comparing myself to others that I see on social media. I think that was one big thing for me, is that like I'll see what other people are doing in my weight class or lower weight class, and I'm comparing myself like, oh, like so and so is lifting more than me and whatever. So like not getting in my head that way has really been a big thing. And then just my mental game is probably something I really struggle with.
It's not just how do I get to the end place where I see, you know, Lydia Valentine just kills everybody on the platform, or Ilyn's just the best in the world. How do I get from being unsure, being, you know, less confident one day on a snatch, to being that guy or that girl at the end? It's too big a stretch, but you can focus on, you know, instead of taking 84, 86, you take a kilo more, and you build on a little bit of things every day, every week, to kind of keep yourself building towards the process of getting comfortable with things that are a little bit less comfortable than you'd want it to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you feel good, taking a little bit extra to kind of push yourself mentally is a way to sort of build on that. And having success after success after success will help you get mentally stronger, so that when you get to competition, you've kind of bred into your mind that the idea that you're just going to succeed is there.
Things I need to work on. Like, I am super confident on anything unconventional snatch, whether it's muscle snatch, no contact, but as soon as I do a real snatch, it's like all hell falls apart. Yeah. So just being like, realizing it's still a lift, and just how to do the same thing with something a little different.
It's important to not beat yourself up. A lot of you guys are very, very hard on yourselves. Everybody in this room is very hard on themselves. Be careful about turning any little situation that seems like a failure into, I'm a bad person, or I'm terrible because of this, or I missed some snatches, or, you know, oh, I can squat or deadlift so much, but I can only snatch so much. Like, don't recycle that negativity back into your thinking, because then it just starts to get, you know, it starts to like permeate all of the behaviors and all the things you guys do. So,
Bigger one for you is, if we haven't done this yet, and we talked about it in Grand Rapids, is we got to take a step back and fix this foot shift thing, because like one of your front squat videos the other week, I was like, what is, her lower body is facing to the right, but her upper body is facing forward. So, you know, if I need to get you connected with Quinn, we can do that. If Quinn can connect you with someone up in Boise area, that's great. We gotta.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah.
All my lifts too.
When I'm having a really crappy day, not crying. Well, every once in a while. It's not often. I don't get really upset often, but like every once in a while I'll get upset. But for the most part, like I'll miss lift. And Alex is like, I think I missed like some snatches last week, and Alex and Keegan are like, how do you smile after you like miss a lift? I'm like, it's gonna happen. Like, you're not gonna like have a good day every day. So I think just like staying positive and not like breaking down after jerk day. It's just all jerk stuff, and I just F everything up. Like, not crying and just being okay. Like, okay, there's always tomorrow. I'm gonna be jerking every day anyway, so it's okay. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day.
Yes, joking. The snatch is another problem that I have. I don't do well with big high numbers in the snatch. I get something about me, which is not something I actually talk about, is I actually get mentally nervous when I approach 80, and it starts getting to me. It's like, oh my god, this is 80. Even if it's a kilo higher, like 79 to 80, I'm like, oh gosh, this is 80. So I always feel like when I approach the bar for 80 in practice, I feel like I start shaking, and then I have to calm myself down, and then I miss it.
or I make it and it's really sloppy. I do everything and anything I can to get under the bar. So I'd really like to work on like understanding the technique of the snatch and understanding that I need to use my legs and crush the second pull better and figure out the technique in that manner.
I think one of the things technically for you in the snatch and in kind of all three lifts is really locking in the consistency, especially in the start position, because it's easy to be capable of overpowering the bar, especially with snatches because they're not as heavy, and it's easy to quickly move or quickly go or put a lot of force into something and be off by a millimeter, and that millimeter plays out the wrong way at the end, you know, with the top of the pull. So I think for you a big one is like, in addition to what we are doing technically, really develop the consistency to lock in your positions, lock in your start position, execute every lift to the best of your ability, you know, in terms of consistency in that initial movement, that start. Because I think that will, if nothing else, it makes everything else in the lift consistent. And then we can adjust it and say, okay, you know, your butt didn't come up with the floor, so now we can use your legs better at the top. Whereas if you're not using your legs at the top, but your butt's coming up, you have two problems. And then you're chasing down two things in the lift. And then, you know, you have too many things to fix rather than just having super consistent start, one problem at the end, and you work on that. Does that make sense?
Frickin' shut up! I'm depressed.
No, we ate those. There's only 4.
You can eat it if you want.
No, Shorty, I don't need any more. Because there's Pop-Tarts. Did you put one in the toe?
Oh no, that's the one I want.
What is that?
What's
Halo
this?
Top.
It's Halo Top.
This one's the best. I told you it was the best.
This one's so good.
So good.
The macros are ridiculous.
It's like one of the
14
best
grams
ice
of
cream
fat
sandwiches.
on a sandwich.
Tomorrow is the day we mark in history.
As
I have no idea. But whatever
But
it
we're
is,
gonna hit. I already
we're
know
gonna-
the numbers. Good mojo.
what's that?
Get the Cool Whip! Get the Cool Whip!
Pop-Tarts.
That's aggressive. I like to do half
that's too much.
sandwiches.
That's open face. It's an open face.
I like open
Pop-Tart
face.
melt.
Can I have some of this Pop-Tart?
Go for it.
Just think about that dental appointment.
Oh my
You got
god.
26 cavities.
Wait till they see their insides when
Yeah.
they get about 40.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine what those poops are like.
Oh, yeah. Try that.
Bricks.
Dude, you should have smelled my farts earlier.
Oh, my gosh. She was dying.
Oh man, that's why the door was open.
You guys, you can see this green cloud hovering around.
If we look at her aura,
I gotta do it again. I have the farts.
This is our last day of the camp. We're gonna go pretty heavy. Everyone's going up to maximum snatch, maximum clean and jerk, and then depending on flight times, we'll squat. Some will back squat, some will front squat. But at the end of the camp, see where everyone's at, get an idea. Yeah, should be good.
We are Facebook living Team Juggernauts, weightlifting, heavy snatch, heavy clean and jerk.
For sure, I saw Alyssa's name song.
I like to move it, move it. I like to.
shit and
Second to hit your shoulders, you're standing up. You got it. Come on. Get high. Up. Come on. Done.
Yes!
Kristi, how much was that?
115. I've been chasing that.
Oh yeah, high five.
Mama can live.
So it's the end of the camp. The max out day went pretty well. We had a really good performance from a few of the girls. Alyssa hit 103, which is in excess of the American record in the 48 kilo class. Kristi hit 115, which is a 2 kilo PR clean and jerk, really solid lockout too. Kalynn went up to 100, hit a solid rep there. Janyce went up, hit pretty solid 93. Q snatched really well, hit 105, and then had a little bit of issue with her shoulder, so we kind of backed off there. But overall, it was a really productive camp. We had a lot of time to spend together. Everyone bonded. I think it was a good chance for everyone to kind of rally and get a good solid week of training in before the last block of training for the AO or Worlds, depending on what happens there. So overall, it was really great. Big thanks to Salt Lake City CrossFit for having us, and yeah, it was really solid.